So welcome everyone. We are very grateful to have you here. And yeah.
Yes, welcome from me too. We're very happy that you're here for this workshop. We're only a small group that is here live right now, but we're gonna, for everyone who's watching the recording, yes, hello to you too. And to the people that are here, lucky you, you get to have us for the entire hour and ask us all the questions at the end that you have. We're gonna talk for about 35, 40 minutes maybe, and just, share some things that led to our success and how we achieved union and how you can too manifest that success. And then for the last 20 minutes, the stage is all yours and you can ask us anything that you want us to ask. So I want to start this by kind of explaining why we chose Just Hollywood as the title of this workshop. And I feel like what I really realized when I met Nicole and we came into union, it was really that love is real. And I had moments on my twin flame journey where I almost was saying, I don't want my twin flame. I'm kind of done with this. I'm just going to be with God. Maybe real love. Like, it's not really true. I don't know. And then what Nicole really showed me is like, oh, wow, love is really, it's real. This true love that is being portrayed in movies, in books, in pop culture, wherever it is, it's true. And you know that it's true because you feel it in your heart. That's why you're on the twin flame journey, because you know deep in your heart, and maybe even everywhere in your heart, maybe not just deep down, but you know in your heart knows that true love is real and that it's meant for you. And that's why we keep going on this journey no matter what. Because even when it's hard, even when we want to give up, even when we're struggling and we see things like, where's my twin flame? They're supposed to be here. I'm doing all this inner work. Nothing's working. What is going on? We still keep going because we always have this quiet voice inside of us that tells us love is real. Keep going. You will have it. It is for you. And yes, that's pretty much, the core message of what we want to convey to you with this workshop and with everything that we're going to talk about, is that love is real and it's meant for you and you can have it. You were born to have it. It's your birthright. And it doesn't feel good to not have it. And yeah, that's why we all want our twin flame and we all want to be with them, because we know it's our birthright. So we have 12 points that we want to talk about. And these 12 points are really like I want to call them like the qualities or like core values that we had and embodied on this journey that led to our success. And that also is, based on Jeff and Cher's teaching, and like works for every single person. And in this workshop, we're just sharing a bit of our own story and how, we express their teaching with our own words and how it affected our life and led to our success. So the first point that I have is, let it be really, really easy. I'm going to say that again. Let it be really, really, really easy. This is one thing I realized 1 week before I came into union with Nicole. Both of us, we had 3 false twin flame experiences. So together we literally have 6 false twin flame experiences in our union. And with my 3rd false twin flame, I came to this point where I was like, I'm doing all this inner work, yet nothing changes. And I first had this frustration come up of like, why I've been on this journey for almost 3 years. I'm doing inner work. Why is nothing like happening? Like, this is not how it should be. And in that moment, I really deeply realized this is not how it should be. I refuse to accept this. And I made the core choice to just let it be the easiest thing in my entire life. I was like, God, make this the easiest thing ever. And then when a couple of days later, me and Nicole ended up on the phone, randomly talking about some Twin Flames Universe German. We were in the German community working on a team, and we just happened to talk, not knowing that we're twin flames. And then 3 days later, we're basically claiming each other's twin flames and being like, I love you, and coming into union. It was the easiest thing ever. It was completely natural. It was just, here you are. Of course, we're going to move in together. Of course, you're my true love. Like, hi, I've been looking for you for this time. Nice to have you. Fine to finally find you. So yeah, whatever, every belief you have where you feel like it has to be hard and you have to struggle, it's really safe to let that go. And it's true, this journey does require work. You have to do your inner work. You have to put in effort, but it can be effortless effort, to put it that way, in lack of a better word. It has to just be this natural thing where you just live your life, you enjoy your life, you just choose to love yourself in every moment when you don't feel good, heal your upsets, and you naturally get catapulted into the arms of your one true love. It just happens. And yeah, it can be really, really easy. Do you have anything to say?
Mm-hmm. From my perspective, it was always that pain was my teacher. I was like, okay, when there is nothing to struggle, when there is nothing to suffer, do I do it right? Is it safe to let it be easy? Is it safe to be at peace? Is it safe to follow the good feeling? Am I allowed to do that? Because I was raised in a very abusive house. My parents were just like, you have to be punished to grow. You have to learn the hard way. And when you learn the hard way, then it's the good way. Then you're a good girl, because you don't learn when it's easy. And I really thought for a long time that God wants me to please him. It was about, okay, when I please God, then I'm a light worker, and then I'm the beautiful, shiny thing, what's allowed to have it all. But you have to give yourself the permission to feel good, to let it be easy. When you believe in a punishing God, then it doesn't work out. When you think that you have to wait until the next upset comes up, like an attack, to feel really, now I'm doing the work because now I feel like I have the upset. Oh, I'm at peace now because I'm upset now. Because now I know I do the work because I have an upset to work on. Don't do that.
This actually leads me perfectly into our second point, which is choose to be happy. And that's really, Jeff and Shia talk about this in Tifa's class too. In order to have your union and your harmonious union, you have to want to be really, really happy.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be willing to let go of suffering. And one thing I found on my journey, I was working on this for a very long time, this like attachment I had to suffering. I was hugely attached to suffering. I was like, I want to suffer. Don't take my suffering away from me, because it feels familiar to me. That's what I've experienced my entire life. So if when my coaches tried helping me to release that, I was literally like, you're taking everything away from me. I can't let that go. And I had to take literally like 2 days and work through that and be like, okay, no, I really experienced a bit of contrast to really get clear of like, I'm done with suffering. I don't want suffering anymore. Mm-hmm. Suffering is not serving me. And it required a lot of discipline, especially in the beginning, once I made that core choice, that every time when this like voice or feeling came back, where it was like the suffering literally trying to tempt me back into it. And I literally had to be like, suffering is here. Okay, no, I put a really strong boundary up to any kind of suffering. Like it's this total refusal of allowing suffering in your life and letting suffering be okay, because it's not okay to suffer and you're not meant to suffer. Mm-hmm. You are allowed to feel good, and you were created to feel good and peace all of the time. And it requires this constant discipline to just say no to suffering and choose happiness over and over again every time when suffering is tempting you or ego is tempting you to give into it and give it power and belief in it.
Because sometimes you confuse suffering with growing. Mm-hmm. And that's not the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Our third point is And this is a short point, but I feel like it's important to mention this too. Get support, get TFAS, get an Ascenscion coach, get into the Twin Flames Universe community, connect with people who are on this journey. I feel like most of the people who are live in here, they're already doing that. So I applaud you for that. For some of you who are watching, if you don't have a coach yet or you don't have TFAS, start small. Maybe get Toronto Talks, get the Romance Attraction e-course, get a session with someone you feel guided to get one and work with, and really claim your support and know that you are worthy of that support. You deserve that support, and you're not meant to do this alone. No one can do this alone. You don't have to. It's just unnecessary struggle that you put on yourself if you try to do it alone. It's literally impossible. And that's a beautiful thing, because God created us with brothers and sisters so that we can all heal together, ascend together, work together, and do this whole journey together. Basically, it's much more fun than doing it on your own in your little corner in your room, isolating yourself from the world, thinking, oh, I'm on the twin flame journey, it's so weird, I can't talk to anyone about this, they're gonna think I'm crazy. No, just talk to people who know what they're talking about, who understand you. Your coach would understand everything you're going through. And it's safe to talk about your experience and have the experience you have. So 4th point is, I love this. This was always a core value of me. It's unconditional dedication to the journey. And it's really about closing all back doors. And for me, I always saw it as this mentality of giving up is not even an option. The concept of giving up does not exist for me. It's the word giving up is not in my vocabulary. It's just not there. Like, no matter, and I made a core choice at the very beginning of my journey, like, no matter what happens, I'm going to keep going. Shit can break loose, everything can happen, and I'm still going to keep going, because I know there is no other way. Because the other way is staying stuck in my suffering and being without my twin flame, and that is unacceptable, and I refuse that reality. And I had challenges on my journey. I had moments where I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Maybe I should just give up. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is as far as I've come and no further, and this is the moment where I give up on myself. And it's okay if that comes up. Like, don't be honest with yourself how you feel. If you feel like giving up, don't just push it away. Be honest with yourself and acknowledge that feeling, that thought is there. That, give yourself what you need in that place with the mirror exercise, and really train this like unconditional dedication, because it's a muscle, and it's an attitude in your approach to life, that you refuse to not have what is yours. Not having what is yours is unacceptable, because God did not create you. God created you with your good, with your twin flame, with your abundance, with your life purpose, with everything you desire. And being in poverty, be it if it comes to money, be it if it comes to your twin flame, it's all just a manifestation of poverty. That's just unacceptable. Don't tolerate that in your life. Do everything you can to get out of that, because you deserve it so much. Yeah, I love this. It's unconditional dedication. That's always been a big passionate thing for me. The next point I have is, realize that this is a spiritual journey, and you can only, and Twin Flame Union, Twin Flame Harmonious Union is a spiritual achievement. And the only way you can achieve a spiritual achievement is through spiritual means. That means that no amount of, I'm going to spam my twin flame with text messages until he goes crazy and gives me attention. I'm going to knock on his door and make him talk to me, her talk to me. I'm going to dress up nicely, put on makeup, look beautiful, go to the fitness studio and get a bikini summer body and to impress him. Like, all this external stuff does not matter. Your twin flame will not care about any of that. They will care about your soul and who you are on the inside, and they feel attracted to your soul. It's twin flame love is a soul level love. It's not a superficial level love. So it's really, and to come back to this point of it being a spiritual journey, the twin flame love is a spiritual kind of love. We are living on this earth, and it's a beautiful experience to have them physically with you and whatnot. But it is an inner journey first. Without doing the inner work and really focusing on the inside, you will not have any results with them. And any place where you're like focusing on the outside and trying to make something happen on the outside, or trying to do something on the outside to have a result, that's an energy leak. You're leaking your energy to these external things instead of investing that energy into your inner work and into cultivating love within yourself. And the more love you cultivate within you, the more strongly your twin flame is attracted to you. It makes you irresistible. Yep, that's this point. The sixth one we have is trust in and have patience with the process. And this, I feel, is really about just surrendering and trusting God, because the truth is, this is a process. No one's going to come into union overnight. All the people that achieved harmonious union or union got there by putting in a lot of work over a long period of time. And it might have looked like an overnight success, but it wasn't. And Jeff even says this in an LPC class, that every overnight success has years of work behind it. So it's okay that it's a process. It serves a purpose, because it would not be compassionate otherwise. And the process of coming into union, harmonious union, is what prepares you for being able to stay in your harmonious union. Because once you're in union, everything speeds up a lot. A lot of upsets come up, a lot of deep stuff comes up. You're really being tested on your mastery pretty much every day. And you're healing way more than you were healing on your own. It's like the challenge level increases a lot. But you're together with your twin flame, so you're not alone anymore, and you can do it. Like you have the strength, but you are cultivating that strength on the process into your union and your harmonious union. And that's okay. Enjoy the process. It's a beautiful process, even if you don't have your twin flame physically next to you. Maybe some of you don't. It doesn't matter. You can still just enjoy the process and just have a good time with it. Whatever upset comes up, it's not going to be the end of the world. It's not going to kill you. It's always just feelings that need to be felt through, and it's always safe to feel your feelings. And you will, one day you will wake up and your twin flame will just almost magically appear, and you will be with them. It's going to happen at one point, and until then, just have trust and surrender to God. Anything you want to add? Okay. So the next point is, this is a juicy one, we talked about this today, is acknowledge the feelings and the desire you have for your twin flame. This is one trap that we got into, and some people get into, like maybe if you like on the process, on the journey for a long time. And it's this kind of attitude of like, I'm just going to be with God. I don't need my twin flame. I'm just going to be happy with God. God is everything I need. And that's true to some degree, because it is about God. It is about your relationship with God. But your twin flame is part of your relationship with God. And cutting them out of your relationship with God is cutting a part of your relationship with God out of your reality. He created your twin flame to have a relationship through your twin flame with you. And it's really safe to acknowledge how much you love them, how much you have feelings for them, and how much you desire them. Because this desire, this feeling of desire, is like this red thread that guides you right into your union. Always follow that desire and that love in your heart, because that's the thing that leads you to your twin flame. Your heart always knows the way, and you just have to surrender to your heart's wisdom and let it guide you, because it's God in your heart that guides you, and that put that desire there to bring you to your twin flame and into your harmonious union. So the next point I have is find peace with yourself and with who you are. that was a big thing for me. I remember I had this moment on my journey where I really deeply realized that God was never the problem. I don't have any issues with God. I deeply love God and I want God. My twin flame is not the issue or the problem. I didn't know Nicole back then, but I could feel my twin flame in my heart. And I was like, yeah, my twin flame's awesome. I deeply love them and I really want to be with them. But I realized the only problem I had was that I wasn't at peace with myself and with who I am. And that's what we project onto our twin flames, where they trigger us, these parts where we're not at peace with ourselves. And I realized in that moment that like all I have to do is find peace with who I am, with who my true self is, who God created me to be. And for me, that had a lot to do with accepting that I'm the divine masculine. That was my unique journey and what my big lesson was. But no matter how it shows up in your reality, we all have these parts in us where we're not at peace with ourselves and with who we are. And that's the parts where you're not at peace with your twin flame and with who they are, and why you might not recognize them for your twin flame. And when you do come into that state of being at peace with yourself, that's when you will have a really easy time seeing and identifying your twin flame. It's going to be right in your face, the most obvious thing you've ever seen.
And don't label yourself into this is divine masculine, this is divine feminine, this is something I'm not allowed to be, this is something I'm not allowed to have. I'm a very loud person. I have humor and I'm really sporty. And I was like, oh my gosh, when I'm loud and when I'm like, ho, 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 and when I'm funny, then I have to be the man. And I was like, no, this is a part of me. I'm just good looking and I'm just feminine. And I'm not allowed to be funny. I'm not allowed to be loud and to be who I am, because when I'm this, then I have to be someone I'm not. This was some of my core fears. Oh my gosh, I have to love someone I don't like, and I have to be someone I'm not. And this was okay, but I am powerful through God. I am loud, I am funny, and I'm wild, and I'm free, and I am the way I am, and that's safe. And I was like, no, I'm not allowed to be that way. I'm not allowed. And I really surrendered to my fire. I surrendered to the stereotypes of what's this, what's this, what's this, what's this. It was like, God, I'm yours. And I am who I am. And it's safe to be me. I can't change who I am. And I can't change who my twin flame is. I can't change that. I can't make someone be my twin flame. I am who I am. But I was afraid of having those qualities of me. I was afraid of being sporty. I was afraid of having muscles. I'm really sporty and I love my body the way it is, but I was like, oh my gosh, this looks so masculine. Oh my God, I have muscles. Oh. But now I know why I was afraid of being a man. But I felt so free with, okay, that's me, and really get clear about what are my characteristic things, and allow yourself to be funny, allow yourself to be loud, allow yourself to be the wild goddess, and don't label it into I'm not allowed to be that because this means that I have to be someone I'm not. Don't stereotype yourself in a way. That's a trap.
Yeah, it's really about letting go. This is actually, I think I'm just going to say this because this is one of my next points that I have, is this willingness to let go of who you think you are and see who you really are. And that was pretty much like the main part of my journey for like the last 12 months or so. Really letting go of all this like, what's the word? I didn't, no, identity, this identity that I've created of who I am based on, be it my experiences, my upbringing, of who I think I should be, of what society tells me I should be. Like, I've created myself an identity based on so many external things, and also on what like I thought I should be. And then once I've realized, you know, it was revealed to me that I'm the divine masculine, obviously all the like masculine stereotypes came to me, where I was like, I'm not allowed to receive, I'm not allowed to be loved, I just have to give, I have to be tough, I have to make the money all alone in the family, and my woman's just gonna sit around, chill, and look at me work. Like, I had the biggest nightmares of like being a man. I was like, God, why did you make me a man? This is the curse of my existence. I can't live like this. I have to work for the rest of eternity, and just it's just gonna be so hard, and I'm not gonna get any love back. I just have to give. And you know, that's been like this, this like a belief that I'm not allowed to be loved has been a big thing for me. Which, you know, is just like a label that I put on myself on what masculinity means. And you know, once you with your twin flame, it's going to be really easy and natural to let go of all these labels and identities you've created, because you're really helping each other to step into your true self and who you really are. And it's really a beautiful process. But it's really this, you know, to kind of go deeper into this radical non-attachment to who you are, who God created you to be, and being willing to say, okay, I don't know who I am. I thought I knew who I am, but I don't really, because I have, you know, for whatever, if you have not recognized your true twin flame, or you have a false twin flame, then this is definitely something that requires some work in your consciousness. But yeah, it's like being humble and admitting, I don't know who I am. I'm going to surrender myself to you, God, and please show me who I am, because you've created me, Father, and you know best who I am, and show me my true self. And God might ask you to let go of a lot of things. I've had the last couple of months, I've had to let go of pretty much everything that I thought I am. And many times it felt like I'm losing myself and I don't know who I am. And like, it's been challenging, but every time, once you move through it, you're going to find more peace and relax more into who you really are. And it's going to feel really, really good and really, really easy, because being you is natural and it's really, really easy. But yeah, any place where you're attached to a specific identity that you've created that isn't you, that's going to come up on your journey for you to release, because it's not in alignment with who you are and who God created you. And it's just a place, you know, a part of you that you need to basically let go to see the true you underneath it. The next point I have is let go of attachment to a specific person. And I'm bringing this up because a lot of you, like in the questionnaire that where you signed up, the form that we sent you, we had this option to, you know, for you to say what you would like us to speak on. And a lot of people asked things around how to identify my true twin flame. Is this a false or true twin flame, and all of that stuff. So I wanted to speak about this, that it's not important if someone is your true twin flame and your false twin flame, because if it's a false twin flame, they're there in your reality for a reason, for you to hear things. And the only way you will recognize that they are a false twin flame is by healing everything they're showing you and every lesson they are meant to teach you. Before that, you will not be able to see if they're a true or false twin flame. God will not give you the clarity until you've healed everything He sent that person into your life to heal. You know, so don't sit around trying to figure out, is this my true twin flame? Is this my false twin flame? Oh, but I got synchronicities. I got all these numbers. This must be my true twin flame. But, oh, he's not really making the same core choice. Okay, he's a false twin flame. But then the next day I saw 888 again. That must mean he's really my true twin flame. And just going into this whole crazy like mind game of like, is this my true twin flame? I want to know now. God, show it to me. I can't wait. Have patience and just work the process. And if it is a false twin flame, know that your true twin flame is going to be 10 million times better than any false twin flame you've experienced. And on the other side of your false twin flame, your true twin flame very probably awaits you. Most people only have one false twin flame experience from what I've like heard. We had 3. We were kind of extreme with that. But it was kind of a fast way to heal into our true selves and heal any false identity we were holding on to. So, some of you might be hardcore and extreme and go through 2 or 3 false twin flame experiences. That's okay. God will send you whatever you need on this journey. And your job is to just accept what God is giving you without judgment, without, judging it as good or bad, and really trusting God. God knows what he's doing. He knows everything that's going on inside of you and what you need in order to manifest your union and your harmonious union. And he will send you the right false twin flame or your true twin flame, whatever you need to heal. So know that whatever experience you have on this journey, it's you being loved by God. Even through a false twin flame, it's God loving you through that person to bring you into the arms of your one true love.
And all of the energy and all of the love you put into is not lost, because you healed and you heal through and you heal through and you heal through. And these feelings you have for this person, when it might be false, you will have for your true twin flame. It's not lost. I had, after the 3rd false twin flame experience, it was like, okay, what is love when this was codependent? What is love when this wasn't love? I was like, okay, I really had to humble myself and to surrender to what love really is and how it feels, and to surrender. It was like, okay, so what is friendship? What is love? What is a relationship, a divine relationship based on? It was like this. It was much about healing codependent relationships.
And really like finding out for yourself in your heart what love really is. Because that's the thing that I feel like when you have a false twin flame experience, it's also because you don't quite yet understand what true love really is and how it's meant to feel, and that's okay. No one knows until they meet a true twin flame. It's like, discovering what love is. That's a journey we're on until we're in perfect union. Even when you're with your twin flame and in harmonious union, you're still going to go deeper into discovering what love really is. And, enjoy discovering that. It's again, a beautiful process, a beautiful, adventure that you're on. And yeah, just enjoy the ride. And another thing that I want to mention, this was a question that we got. When do you know to move on from someone you think they're a false twin flame, and when should you keep going and keep exploring them as your true twin flame? And this kind of goes back to what I mentioned at the beginning of this point, that you have to learn all of the lessons they are there to teach you. And once that happens, you will either find that person will leave your reality by themselves. That happened with my first false twin flame. I thought he's my true twin flame for, I think, almost like 3 years. I heard everything he was showing me for like 2 years almost. And he completely just disappeared out of my reality. Like, he was like, we can't be friends anymore. Bye, Felicia. And was just like literally gone. And it took me some time even after that to realize that he's my false twin flame. But no matter how much inner work I did, he went further away from me. And that is a very clear sign of a false twin flame, because your true twin flame, the more inner work you do, they come closer to you. It's okay. Just let them go. They come closer to you, and you draw them to you by your inner work, and it works like science. There's no like, for some people the twin flame gets closer when they do the inner work, and for some the twin flame gets further away. Upsets happen. They might, you might have periods of like more distance, and then they get closer again. But overall, they will come closer to you. And also, I encourage you to really look at the 9 signs of a true twin flame and a false twin flame in Jeff and Shalia's book. Excuse me, and take them really literal. Because what I noticed when I was going through this list with my false twin flames, I was kind of wishy-washy about it. Like, I was looking at this point and being like, he's kind of doing that. I guess that kind of counts like a true twin flame sign. you know, it's not like 100%, but there's some of that in there somewhere. So yeah, take true twin flame. And then false twin flame signs, well, he's doing that a bit, but like not really. So, you know, I'm not gonna like consider that for real. And then like with my last false twin flame that I released like pretty much like 3 weeks ago or something like that. I was in a group coaching with my coaches, and they took the book out and were like, okay, let's go through the points. And I was taking them really literally and being like, okay, are they coming closer to me? Are they willing to do inner work and partner with me? Like all the points. Be really, really honest when it comes to these points. Don't be wishy-washy like me, because if you're doing that, it's just because you're avoiding the truth and don't want to see it because of some fear or whatnot. And it might even be that that person is your true twin flame, and you're afraid to look at these like points because you're afraid that they might not be your true twin flame. And that is a clear sign of attachment, and an invitation to surrender them to God, let go of attachment to the specific person, and realize that God is your ultimate lover and you are your own ultimate lover, and your twin flame is God as your ultimate, God loving you as your ultimate lover through a person, which is a very, very beautiful thing. That's that point. The next one I love this one. I want to have this on a t-shirt one day. It's radical non-attachment. And this is, I mentioned this in regards to like radical non-attachment to like a specific person, but this also goes, Nicole was mentioning, we were talking about this before this workshop, and for her it was radical non-attachment when it comes to time, of when will my union happen, when is the divine masculine going to come home, when is it, when is it going to happen? And there was another thing you mentioned with radical non-attachment, I think.
Yeah, it was about time. For me, it was like, okay, I'm so done with suffering, and when I have to go 5 years, 10 years more, it's okay. I want to be happy. I want to stop suffering, and it's for me, it's for my divine self, because I don't want to experience the things I experienced in the past again. So I'm on my spiritual journey for myself. It's not to get my twin flame. It's about being happy because I love myself so much. I don't want to incarnate in that family I incarnate this lifetime. I want to heal everything that I don't have to experience, but I had to experience in my life. It was like, I do it for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And even when I don't get my twin flame in this lifetime, I'm okay too. I surrendered time, and I surrendered if this is happening in this lifetime or not. It will. But I surrendered and was at peace at I do it for me, for my divine self. It's not to get something. It's I love myself so much that I want to heal everything what's necessary to be happy.
What I hear in the period before coming into union was this, I really got clear on my intentions of why I'm on this journey. Am I on this journey because I want my twin flame? Or am I on this journey because I want to feel good, be happy, and love myself, and I want God?
Same thing.
And that's what my third false twin flame really taught me, because she was a person I felt no resonance with her. I didn't like her. I was just like, how can this be my twin flame? So, but I was still exploring it because my guru suggested it to me, and they were like, explore this person being a twin flame. I was like, I trust him. I trust the guidance. I'm going to go all in with that. And I never felt any resonance with her, but I was still healing. So for basically 9 months, I believed that someone was my twin flame that I had absolutely zero interest being with. I was like, God, I don't want to be with her. Please keep her away from me. No interest whatsoever. I'm just going to focus on you, God. I'm happy with you, not that person. Nope. Closed door on my side. And closed door on her side as well. So there was nothing happening. And that really helped me to put all of my focus on God and my own healing, and shift my intentions completely from being on this journey because I want my twin flame to being on this journey because I want to heal, I want to be happy, and I want God. And I'm willing to do everything that God asks me to do. If we were to send me another 5 false twin flames, good. I'm on board for that. If that's what I need to go through, okay. There's nowhere else to go other than, to keep moving forward in the direction that God shows me. And yeah, I was with this, letting it be about myself and feeling good. I was healing a lot around, why am I doing the mirror exercise? Like, why am I loving myself, healing upsets? What am I doing all of this for? And I really came to this point where I realized the only reason I'm doing the mirror exercise, like the only intention behind it should be because I want to feel good. And I'm done with suffering and I just want to feel good and peace and be with God all of the time. And the more I got into that space of doing it for myself, just loving myself, just being with God, I started to really feel this huge desire to be with myself. I was like, oh, I love myself so much. I'm so awesome. I just want to be with myself. And I felt this huge desire to just be with God. And that's, when Nicole just like magically appeared in my reality. She was completely invisible to me before. Like, I've seen her around and I was always like, who's this weird Nicole Majewski? Like, she's like, I don't know, I feel weird vibes from her. Don't feel really interested talking to her. And she kind of had an eye on me for a couple of months and was hugely afraid that I'm her twin flame. But yeah, for me, she was completely invisible. And then she just disappeared. And I was like, who is she? Like, oh, wow, okay, we're talking. We had our first conversation. We're talking for like 5 hours. I was like, wow, this was weird right now. I feel so intimate with her. I've never felt so intimate to someone. Like, ooh, I'm kind of hooked. There's something here. And then, I released my fourth twin flame a day later, 2 days later. And then we continued talking. And then 1 day later, so, oop, okay, we're in union now, I guess. Nice. We made it. So where was I going with this? Oh, yeah, just like, getting clear on your intentions of why you're doing this. And that will automatically lead to you attracting your twin flame, because God sees that God wants you to want him for him and not for the gifts he gives you. And if he sees that you only want him because of the gifts he gives you, he's not going to give you these gifts, because you're going to get attached to the gifts and stop focusing on God. And he knows that makes you feel not good. He wants you to be happy and feel his love all of the time. So he's going to withhold his gifts from you, not as a punishment or because you're not good enough or you're not worth it, but because he wants you to have a relationship with him and have him as the foundation of your life. And then you're ready to receive your twin flame, and it's not going to take your focus away from God. It's not going to be a situation where oh, now my twin flame is here. Now I can focus all on my twin flame and get all of my love from my twin flame and obsess about them. And they have so much juicy love. That's no, it's not going to happen when you really, when you're ready to have your union and harmonious union. It's when you've really claimed God as your source. That's pretty much it put in a nutshell. This realization that God is my source and God gives me everything I need, and my relationship with God is my only desire. And I have a quote from Yogananda's coming to mind from there's a small book by Yogananda called How to Talk with God. And at the very beginning, the front page, there's this quote where it says something along the lines of, you have to realize that God is the only desire you have and the only thing that can satisfy all of your desires. And that's what the spiritual journey is really about, realizing that the only desire is God, and the God in your twin flame and in everything else. Do you have anything to add? Okay. So that's our 12 points. We went a bit over the 40 minutes we planned on, but we just needed to come through all of it. So now, we have about 10 to 15 minutes for you guys to just, ask any questions you might have. I see Sarias is, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right.
Yeah, Saris.
Saris.
Yeah, hi, Nicole and Denis. How do I pronounce that? Yeah, I have a question for Denis. You mentioned the last twin flame that you had. the false one, you said you had absolutely no resonance, you didn't like her at all, but yet you went all the way. So how does that happen? It feels like a clash. Like, how can you like go all in? And did you even claim her as the twin flame back then to be able to do your work and healing? And then how at the same time you still continuously, not like her and not feel a resonance? How does that happen? Because in my head it's not clicking.
Yeah, sure. So in my case, it was Jeff and Shelia that came to me, and they revealed to me through my coach that they think that I should explore being the divine masculine in my union. And when I received that information, I also received information that this person from the community might be my twin flame, and I should explore that. And I was like, okay, my gurus know what they're talking. During that time, a lot of people experiences like kind of invitations to explore with the person from the community, and like Ray and Anastasia, for example, it was the same for them, and they actually came into Harmonious Union. So at that point, when I received that invitation to explore, I took it as like, this person has to be my twin flame. I had also dismissed, because Shelia actually corrected me afterwards, and she was telling me that they do not confirm twin flames, they only invite you to explore. But for me, in my mind, it was kind of like, they confirm this person as my twin flame. But, I just want to say that they don't do that. But I took it as like, this is my twin flame, and I'm okay. If this is my twin flame and I don't have feelings for her, I thought I just have to be really numbed out and really not like myself somewhere. And, like she brought up a lot of stuff in me, because she left the community like 2 weeks after we received this invitation to explore. And she brought up all of these upsets in me of like being a really bad person, going against my gurus, being a fuck up, like a lot of guilt and whatnot. And other things, like she just triggered in me that I had to like heal. One of them being this like, do I want my twin flame or do I want God? Am I going to continue on this journey even if I don't want to be with my twin flame? Am I doing this because I want to end up with my twin flame, or because I just want to be with God? So it was really a process for me to completely let go of thinking that I get anything from being my twin flame, and realizing that God is giving me everything I desire, and it's not about my twin flame at all. And that's kind of, when like, then I found Nicole when I was in this place of total surrender and just being at peace with God. Is that making it somewhat more clear to you?
So you still have to claim her for that full 9 months in order to go all in with your healing?
In my situation, that was it, because I wasn't how to,
in a way you had to say yes to, like, yes, that she's the one.
Yes, I had to say yes to the lessons God was teaching me through her, and be unattached to whether she's my true twin flame or not, but receive the guidance that my gurus give me. Because Jeff and Shelia, like, if what they give you, like what they channel or something, is true or not, it doesn't matter. It's always for healing purposes. So it's about seeing every experience you have on your journey as a healing opportunity, and not as a like, oh, this has to be the thing and I just want the result.
So even if you had all that resistance to her, you just stayed on and stuck through it until the process is done.
Yep. And that was God's test for me. That was God really saying, like, do you love me for the gift I give you, your union, your twin flame, or do you love me just for me, even if I don't give you a twin flame that you like? And in the end, I did get the twin flame I absolutely love and adore. But it was this test of like God was literally testing my intention. Is that making sense?
Yeah, something is just coming to me. I'm just not able to word it right now.
That's take your time. You can breathe through it and just think in. And if you still have a question or something come up, you can still, just unmute yourself and ask.
Yeah, I will do that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I see that Vicky was saying something about seeing her as your twin flame, but seeing her as your guru at that time. I don't quite understand what you mean, because I wasn't seeing her as my guru. I was honoring the information that my gurus gave me. Oh, but Vicky, maybe you can. I see.
Oh, how I took it was you were saying that you were honoring the lessons that she was giving you.
Mm-hmm.
So in a way, seeing her, like, because you're claiming her as your twin flame, so you're claiming her as your guru, which your twin flames supposed to be.
That makes sense. Perfect. Do you have any questions or anything you want to share?
Yeah, thank you so much. All your points were amazing, and they lifted my heart, because I'm like, okay, I'm on track.
Oh.
Yeah, and I just wanted to ask you, I deeply desire to partner with my twin flame. How do you do that? Because at this moment he's showing me partner with God, go back to God. But how would I claim partnering with my twin flame? I am partnering with God and going all in with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you have to do. When God sends you the desire in your heart to do card readings, then do that. And when card readings is nothing you really like, and you want to do love letters or drawing, or don't know, do what feels good.
Mm-hmm.
The more you feel good, the better it is.
Mm-hmm.
There might be some things in your life purpose that you desire doing, and your twin flame doesn't desire that, because you're not carbon copies. You complement each other perfectly. And you're going to partner up at the core in your life purpose and support each other, but you might have specific things that you do individually. Like Nicole has a huge interest in doing card readings. I'm literally like, oh my god, I'm never going to do card readings. Never. No, it's a no. I have zero interest in doing that. It's so not my thing. But she's all about card readings. So like when I came to her, literally I had like 25 card readings at home that I've hardly been using. So I just like brought them all to here, and she's like, oh my god, I have all these card decks now. And vice versa. I have some things like, even when it comes to this like workshop that we put on, I had the idea, we wrote a post together, she really helped me with that. But I did pretty much everything around it, and even the preparation. Nicole was cooking, and I was literally writing down the entire points of this workshop, preparing everything. And I was like, I have it. And she just came, sat next to me, and supported me, added what God was guiding her to say. But I've been kind of running the entire show of this like workshop, like not only in the workshop, but also behind the scenes. And I love it. That's what God is guiding me to do. And just because she's not like I'm not glued to her and everything that I do, and we do everything together, doesn't mean we're not partnering. It just means that I'm doing what I'm called to do in my union, and she's doing what she's called to do in our union, and then we complement each other.
Yeah. Thank you.
Is that completely answering your question?
Yes, it is. Especially that last bit you said. Really, it felt good.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Let me have a look at the comments. Okay, Pooja, if I pronounce your name right, do you want to maybe unmute yourself and ask your questions? Or if not, we can just, go based on what you said in the chat. Okay, I think I'm just going to read it for like the people who watch the recording. So Pooja is asking, how can I stop feeling absence of my twin flame, especially when I see other twin flame couples hanging out together? I feel a bang in my heart to not see him with me there. I feel like you've got this one.
Well, the workshop has, what's the
Title?
The title, Just Hollywood. Yeah. So when you're listening to music, and when you see all the TV shows and the films and the movies, go in your heart center and feel the call and the desire for your twin flame. It's like, yes, this is my twin flame. Exactly this type of person. This is how he, she would be, would act, would look, would do the things. This is it. How you want to be romanced, how you want to be kissed, how you want to have a date, how you want to cuddle, everything. You're allowed to have everything. How you want to be looked at when you put on your makeup, how you want to be hugged, everything. So when you see a movie, when you listen to music, and when you just dream about your perfect person, feel into it. And then you know, that's my twin flame.
And allow yourself to give yourself that feeling of love and satisfaction and whatnot that you desire, and you feel that is coming from your twin flame. But it's not coming from your twin flame. Like your twin flame is really not giving you anything. They're just intensifying what you already have inside of you. So if you have lack and a feeling of lack and absence inside of you, your twin flame will come and intensify that feeling. Like when I feel disconnected from myself, I start to feel really disconnected from Nicole, and it's really uncomfortable. And we had that, like every time we have an upset, like it's very boom in our face, and you pretty much have to heal it instantly because it's so intense. But it's immediately like disconnect from myself. Ooh, I feel really disconnected from Nicole right now. And we just get together and like talk about it. And we're like, okay, we feel disconnected right now. What's the issue? And once we talk, it resolves itself pretty quickly. But it's it's about this, like, you don't get anything from outside of yourself as from your twin flame, because they're not outside of you, they are you. So everything that is in you is in them, and everything that is in them is in you. And when you give yourself all the love you desire with the mirror exercise, they will mirror that love inside of you to you and intensify it. And that's why it feels so juicy, because it's like it's just a lot of love, because all the love you have and you cultivate it, all the peace you have and you cultivate it, everything you've cultivated within you, that feels really good when you're by yourself, feels 10 times better when your twin flame is with you. Like cuddling your twin flame is the most divine thing ever. You literally feels like God is hugging you. It's just absolutely beautiful. And it's also like the deepest intimacy that I've ever experienced in my life. Like I didn't even think you could feel so intimate with someone. But it's really because they see in your soul and they touch you at the level of your soul. And that's something only your twin flame can do. And but yeah, you have to give that to yourself first. You have to build that intimacy with yourself, cultivate it within yourself, love yourself and cultivate love within yourself. Basically fill up this empty cup inside of you and let it overflow. And that overflowing cup of love inside of you, that is what attracts the twin flame to you. They can't stay away from you when you have that, or that love inside of you.
And put God in the desire. When you have the desire of this romance, don't cut it off. When you have the desire of romance, fill it up. And when you watch the movie of Leonardo and Juliet are just like, oh, loving each other, take it, breathe it in, take it. When you are the kind of romance type, then breathe it in. Every music, it's okay to really be that romantic, because you receive it when you desire it. But you have to fill it up with God. You have to allow yourself to be that way. You have to give yourself the permission to have the desire. It's not about, oh, I'm not allowed to have the desire because when I have the desire, I'm needy. It's safe to want that. It's safe to give yourself the permission to want that. But let God fill it up. Let God fill up the romance. Let God fill up being claimed. Let God fill up being wanted. when you see 50 Shades of Grey, when you want that movie, and when you want being claimed, being claimed that way, like 50 claims her, then fill it up. Do that. Fill it up and say, yes, I want to be claimed. Yes, I want to be wanted. I want to be romanced and I want to be provided. Fill it up with God. It's safe to have the desire.
Amen. Well said.
Thank you.
Do we have any other questions?
Yep.
Hello again.
But yeah, I'm ready to word it and ask you back to earlier. You know how they teach that, like, I mean, in Twin Flames universe, they teach that like your desires and God's desires are the same and there's no separation. So what was in your mind with the third force twin flame when it doesn't match up?
At that time, I was going through this. I was really angry at God that I'm a divine masculine. I was literally like, I had a month or two where I was literally hating God, and I thought He took everything from me and ruined my life. And I was working through a lot. I was like traumatized because like finding out who I really am brought up a bunch of traumas in me. And I even had like a month where I was going through like some like suicidal thoughts that I had to hear. So it was just a really intense phase where I did not like God at all. And I just thought that God is forcing, it's not giving me what I want. I had this idea that God never gives me what I want. So I get a twin flame that I don't like because that's God's will. So I had a lot of false perceptions of like when it comes to God and not believing that God loves me and what God gives me is meant to love me and make me happy. I was projecting God, seeing God as this like person being that like forces things onto me because He's God and I just have to follow Him no matter what He says. So yeah,
I used to have that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of resonate. Like I used to have that kind of thinking, like I just have to follow no matter what, and yeah, I just kind of don't believe that my desires and his desire will match up.
Yep, I had the same thing, and that's like a core block to heal. And it took me quite some time to heal, and it's okay, no matter how long it takes. It's good that you see it and you're aware of it. And yeah, just about realizing that God is a loving God, and God loves you, and God feels good, and God would never make you do something that doesn't feel good or give you something that doesn't feel good. And yeah, it's just about realizing who God really is and what He's really like. And yeah, developing a relationship based on that with God, where like you really understand that His will is your will, and every desire you have in your heart is because God put it there.
I even had this pattern or habit that when a desire pops up, the first thing it comes to my mind, I will doubt and think like, is this coming from my ego? Yeah, that's usually a way of thoughts that I have.
So you think that having a desire means
It's coming from my ego.
no, please don't. Please have the desire.
The desire is there because it's meant to come true.
But don't get attached how it looks like. And I always wanted a prince. I always wanted a prince with a royal attitude and be not the Viking and deep. And I have my prince. He is his words are very kind and soft and pure. Oh, thank you. I always wanted that. I always wanted the Cinderella, and then there is the prince, and the prince is like, "Come, Cinderella, I take you to my castle. You deserve a better life than this. We will do it on the white horse." I am like this. I am totally romantic, and there is no day what's passing without saying some things I'm not expecting. It's like today he was like,
Oh God!
when we are upset, please don't unfriend me. Please, let's work through every upset. And he was like, how can I ever unfriend you? And I was like, oh. So when you have the desire for whatever, write it down and give it to yourself. Watch movies, listen to music, buy yourself flowers, and let God romance you. When you see your flowers on the grass and in the nature, it's like, oh, God is romancing me. When you see a rainbow, oh, God is romancing me.
Allow yourself to dream.
Yeah.
And know that your twin flame union is gonna be more perfect and more beautiful than you can possibly imagine. Like we've both been on this journey for me, it's been like 3 years, for Nicole, like also like 3 years. And I've had ideas of what my twin flame would feel like and what it would be like to be with them. And like Nicole exceeds that by like exponential. I can't even express by how much she exceeds all of my wildest dreams. It's literally like you want like $100 dollars, and then someone comes and drops like $1 billion onto you, and you're like, what? I just wanted $100, like $1 billion? Okay, I guess I'm gonna take the $1 billion. That's the feeling that of finally getting together with your twin flame and meeting them. And for that, yeah, you're allowed to. Every dream you've ever had about romance is meant to come true. It's not too good to be true.
Thank you for that. So can I say that it's healing a lot of false perception of God for you during the last phase? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you for your question.
Welcome. It makes me very happy to see the both of you physically together.
I'm so happy.
I wasn't expecting that. I thought it's gonna be like 2 different videos somewhere, but when I saw the 2 of you sitting together, I was like, oh.
Yeah, we were really fast. We talked the first time, it's not even been 3 weeks. And like we came into union the 4th day of talking. And then like 5 days later, I was like, I'm gonna book my ticket and come to you. And Nicole was like,
I was shocked to see the both of you sitting together.
Yeah, I still have like, I'm not completely like moved in here yet. I still have my stuff like in my own place. And I still have to get back. Nicole's probably might come back with me. And like there's still a lot of stuff to get done about like me being able to move to stay in Austria and move out of Germany. Like a lot of stuff to still get done. But I was like, I'm coming now. I'm not waiting. I'm gonna be here, stay with you for a month, and then we can figure out all the stuff of how to move in together.
Happy for you. You're really fast.
Yeah. When you find your true twin flame and you just feel this like love, you literally like, for me it was like, why would I spend any minute longer without Nicole by my side? It's just crazy to me. It's like, it's this like love where it's like nothing else like matters anymore, and all you want to do is just be with like your twin flame, because it's like you can't not be with them. It's like, like all the stuff, what your family says, what work related, finances, whatnot, it's stuff you have to figure out. We have a lot of work to do in that area. We're figuring out a lot of shit right now, but none of that like mattered. I was like, I'm not going to care about any of that. I'm going to come and move in with you. I want to be with you now, not in like a month when we figured out our finances or whatnot. Like, fuck finances, fuck family, fuck everything. You come first. It's safe to go all in with your twin flame, because any love you invest in your union is not going to go anywhere, and you're going to be together for eternity. You're not going to get abandoned, ever. As long as you don't abandon yourself, and even when you do abandon yourself, you're just experiencing an illusion of abandonment. You're just having a bad dream that you can just awaken from again, and then you will find yourself next to your twin flame just again. Okay. We're already 15 minutes over, but I do want to open the floor to one last question. If anyone has a last question they want to ask. Well, if not, then let's pull a final card to close this off. Do we have any English decks around?
The power of surrender.
Can you get the Romance Angels?
Yeah.
Okay. The Romance Angels. No, please, you do it. I'm not pulling cards. You're the card queen.
For the group.
Mm-hmm.
There are 3.
Oh, God is intense today.
Codependency, what we talked about. Take what resonates with you. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. What I get from it is about don't choose to get romance from your twin flame. It's about what I talked about earlier. Allow yourself to feel the romance. Allow yourself to have the desire and fill it up with God. And then you are not attached that you get from your twin flame. Oh, baby, I love you so much.
I will die for you. I can't breathe without you. That's separation shit. Don't do that. It's not attractive. Like, no one wants to hear, I can't live without you. I'm gonna die. I can't breathe. That's like, wow, please stay away from me. God is your source.
It's about you hear all this because Dennis was like, I'm moving in because you're my twin flame. But I receive it from him because I allowed God claiming me and I claimed God. And I had a specific music video about claiming. And when I saw the music video where I have this claimy feeling, I allowed myself to receive that from God. And that's the reason why I'm so much claimed by my twin flame, because I claim God and God claims me. And I cultivated that. Does it make sense?
So it's okay to be codependent on God?
Yeah.
Be needy as fuck with God.
Yeah, please do that.
So codependency with God is totally healthy and it's not unhealthy.
Yeah.
You were created to be dependent on God. He is your source. He is where everything you desire and want, all of your good is coming from. Because you are one with him. So it doesn't count as codependency because it's you having a relationship with yourself. The God, like, you are an extension, a part of God. So God having a relationship with you is God having a relationship with an extension, a part of himself. That's why it's not codependency, because everything he gives you, he gives himself.
Oh, wow.
And you will receive it from your twin flame.
Mm-hmm. When you receive it from God, your twin flame is mirroring your relationship with God.
Okay. So you say everything that God gives me, he gives it back to himself. So codependency, that doesn't even work there. The word is not correct.
Not really.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
It's when you are attached to the outside. It's when you are attached to a person. It's when you are attached that your good is outside of yourself and when you get it from someone.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, God is not included in this. Like with God, even if you want to use the word codependency, you can be codependent with God, you can be needy with God. God is where you get all of your good from. And without God, we have nothing. That's how we were created to be.
So even attachments with God is fine. And then again, attachment doesn't work also. Attached to this.
Right.
Exactly.
Mm. Yep, you can be attached to God because you
were created that way.
Okay.
Healing family issues. So
Thank you.
Can also, you're welcome. So you can also have your love life benefits as you forgive your parents is the message. You can also have can make your parents or family members as your source, or put them first before you put God first.
Or your twin flame.
It's like, it's the same thing, because when you have a son or a family member and you put the family member first, this is mirroring your relationship with your twin flame, you know?
What I also, oh, sorry, go ahead. What I also got from this is that every wound you've experienced from your dad or mother, your mother or father, you will project that onto your twin flame. Like, she triggers mother wounds in me. And like upsets I have with my mom. Doesn't mean like I see her as my mom or anything. Like, hell no. But it's like, or the upsets with every divine feminine I had in my life are being shown to me. And like my parents, for everyone, like our parents are a big part of that. And like vice versa. Like if you have any, you're the divine feminine and you have any wounds with your dad, your twin flame is going to trigger that. So like healing mother and father wounds is a really important thing on this journey. Because it's, in truth, it's healing upsets with the divine masculine and the divine feminine, which were in the first part of your life being represented through your parents. And many people see their parent, like when we are kids, we look at our parents as like God. Subconsciously, like it's not a conscious choice as a kid, but like, we look at them as role models, the people that teach us how to live, show us the way, and like the only people we know that take care of us. So it's easy to, project upsets you have with your parents onto God. So, that's just something you have to be aware of, and, it benefits you a lot to hear. When you're in your union, before you're in your union, it's gonna come up, and, every time something comes up, hear it. Let it be easy and just move through it. Wanna share the last card?
That was great. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. What I get from it is,
that's the twin flame card. It's just this deck doesn't have a twin flame card.
Oh, okay. And what I get from it is, don't be attached if this person is your twin flame or not. It's what you really want, what you really desire is being you and having a relationship with God. And when you know yourself that good, and when you know your person feel into what you desire, you will recognize your twin flame. When you know yourself and when you know your desires, you know your twin flame. It's not about, does this person look like me? Do we have the same nose? Do we have the same eyes? Do we have the same story? Do we look alike? It's not about do we look alike. It's about knowing yourself and knowing your desires. And give yourself the permission to want that and to have that. That's how you recognize your twin flame.
Beautiful. Thank you. With that being said, we're wrapping this up. I just want to thank all of you for coming here. This was really nice chatting with you and seeing you, even if your camera wasn't turned on. Thank you for your presence and for showing up for yourself and claiming your true love and being on this journey. I do want to mention, because from the form people filled out, a lot of people asked about false twin flames. That seems to be a pretty hot topic. So we do plan on doing a free workshop on false and true twin flames, probably within a week or two. We'll probably post about it and send you an email with that too. So if you want to come, you don't miss it. And we're going to go into detail about sharing our 6 false twin flame experiences and how you recognize your true twin flame, and how false twin flames work, and warning signals and whatnot.
Red flags.
The red flags of false twin flames. But I just wanted to mention that. And in case you are interested in having a session with us, we're both Ascension coaches. And right now for this month, every sessions we do, it's going to be the 2 of us. We don't have any union sessions or not, so it's pretty much going to be the same prices as normal sessions. So you can, if you've never worked with us, which I believe no one here has, You can get an introduction sessions with both of us for 29 euros. And even if you have one coach, like you can still get a session with us, because like we're allowed, like stuff has changed like with the one coach policy. So everyone is like meant to have the one coach they keep going to. And if you feel like getting sessions with other people every now and then, that's okay too. You don't have to stick to just one coach. So yeah, we would love to help any of you if you feel interested. And yeah, with that being said, I wish all of you a good evening, day, morning, wherever you are, and we will see you around in the community.
Thank you all for having you here.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.